Mit der Schicksal haben sich gequickt. Das Fegel hat gebrennt hinter dem Sommerwahr. In der Feier in dem Steigel hat gepitzt, tralala. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nicht, da mit meinen eigenen Augen bin ich verschattet. Was reihe Musik ist ein so gemeine Mann, der erste Fliegen schockelt sich nicht. Die Schicks hat doch geschockelt, Schimmel ist drin sich gequickt. In der Gassen mit dem Fegel oben als Sommerwahr gestrickt. Als Gott hat gebrennt hinter dem Feierrot als Haus. In der Gassen in dem Steigel hat gepitzt, tralala. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder einen, damit mir eben ich falschen Joschki. L'chaim Avrut, l'chaim, mit einer solchen kleinen Maße. Herzlich ziehen. Das Fegel hat doch geschockelt, Schimmen erst drin gequickt. In der Tralala hat der Chasente gestrickt. Der Chasen hat gebrennt hinter der Schicksal. Etwas klebt sich nicht. In der Steigel in dem Feier hat gepitzt, so war. Ihr mögt mir glauben, aber nein. Noch sogar kann das so ist gewesen. Ich weiß nicht, viel wird verstehen gewesen, nicht so sehr schön. Mit meinen eigenen Wunsch ist aber durchgesehen. Ich will auch alles erklären, Fall gewesen, nicht so sagen, Fall. Ihr mögt mir glauben, aber nein. Lass mich
Okay. Let's start reading the English. Mayrev, would you like to read?
Okay. Abraham Elstein was born in 1907 on the Lower East Side, and he sang in synagogue choirs. He attended the Juilliard School of Music and toured Europe as a pianist. He was one of the giants of the Yiddish stage and composed dozens of songs and film scores, as well as cantorial music and an opera. Some of his songs that we have listened to were Yiddle Mitten Fiddle, Mazel, Abi Gesund, and Oi Mama bin ich verliebt. He worked closely with Molly Picon and toured with her in Europe and South America. She wrote the lyrics and he wrote the music to Ihr möcht mir glauben oder nein. You can believe me or not.
Okay. Beverly, Dave can read?
No, not today. We didn't practice.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Marsha, can you start, Marsha?
L'chaim Yidden, l'chaim. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nein, nur ich sag euch, als so ist das gewesen. Ich weiß nicht, zu ihr wird verstehen. Ich weiß, wo es wir verstehen. Gewesen ich das da sehr schön.
Oh, good. Yeah, you did it. You want to translate or Maurice will?
Oh, well, let Maurice. I can try, but I don't want to fanfare. Thank you.
Okay, so Maurice.
Well, the Chaim Yidden Chaim, so to your health, he or she is drinking. It make me glauben oder nein. You can believe me or not. No, ich sage euch, as so ist das gewesen. But I'm telling you that this is how it was. Ich weiß nicht, ihr werdet verstehen. I don't know if you're going to understand. Gewesen ist das sehr schön. But it was a real nice thing.
Okay. Okay. Michael, you moved? Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, okay, good. Henrietta?
Mit meinen eigenen Augen habe ich das gesehen. Ich will euch erklären bald. Gewissen ist das Gewalt. Macht mir glauben oder nicht. With my own eyes, I have seen that. I will tell you right now. It was a turmoil.
Scandal.
Is that good for Gewalt?
It's fine.
I think it was a scream.
Right.
Can you say?
Right.
Scandal.
It was wild.
It was wild.
You can believe me or not.
Good.
Good.
Very good.
Good. Go on, Zuli.
L'chaim Moshe l'chaim. Is a so gewinn die Mainze. Sich zu. Der Chazon hat sich geschockelt 8 Esser und sich gequickt. Und der Chazon mit der Schickse oben a Sach gestrickt.
A Sack.
A Sack. Oh, a Sack gestrickt.
Azok.
Azok. To life, Moshe, to life. The story went like that. You listen, and the Chazan starts shaking. I don't know what Shmone Esra is.
That's a prayer.
It's the prayers, the 18 benedictions.
So he shook with a prayer and sich gequickt and went fast. I don't know, gequickt.
No, it means he enjoyed it. He was having a good time.
Oh. And the cousin with the shikse, with the goy, I don't know how you say it.
All right, yeah.
They knitting a lot.
No, a sock.
A sock. They were knitting a sock.
They were knitting a sock. Doesn't make
Right.
sense. Does it? What does it mean?
Well, it's a crazy song. You can
It's
believe
what you
it or
call
not.
it's what you call a nonsense song.
It's a nonsense song, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Is the Chazan wait, I have a question. Is the Chazan to the Chazan's wife or
Yeah.
a female?
No,
too?
it's a shikse.
No.
No. The chazant is the wife. The
Of the
shikse is
chazan.
the shikse.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Marsha, yes?
The Chazan was fooling around with the shiksa.
Yeah, that's
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
understand that.
It will come. Yes. Okay. Ida, go on, Ida.
Okay, a fire hat gebrannt unter de Samovar und das Vögel ich dem Stegel hat gepippt, tralala. Ihr mögt mir gleiten oder nein, mit mein eigen Augen hab ich das gesehen. A fire was burning under the samovar. And the bird of dem Stegel, I don't know what it is.
In the cage.
Oh, and the Vögel was in the cage, and he was singing tra la la. I don't know how to translate in English, but
That's
yes.
fine. He was tweeting, he was chirping.
It was, yeah, tra la la. You can believe it or not, with my own eyes, I saw it.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Judy, can you continue? Judy?
Okay, I'll try.
Sure.
Lehaim? L'chaim, Bero L'chaim, is a Zoy given di Maise. Her zichsu, di Chazante.
The Chazante.
Chazante hat sich geschockelt. Shmoine Ezra und
gestrickt. It's a typo.
Yeah.
Should be gestrickt.
Okay. Und der Chasen mit der Schickse haben sich
geklickt.
Okay, can you translate it, Judy?
I'll let somebody else do the translating.
Okay, so Maurice, please.
Okay, l'chaim, Bel, l'chaim, to your health, Bel. And this is the story. Hazertzi. Listen up good. Die Chazante hat sich geschockelt, Shmona Esre und gestrickt. The Chazan's wife was swaying and reciting the Shmona Esre, and she was knitting. Und der Chazan mit der Schickse haben sich gequickt, and the Chazan and the Schickse were enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Okay, just a moment. Rafael, you wrote the way it's pronounced, but I never heard it the way you pronounce it. Can you say it loud?
Sure. It's, can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, we can.
It's pronounced Shimon Esra, and you'll hear it also the way Molly Pecan sings it. She'll say Shimon Esra. It's, of course, in Hebrew, it's Shmona Esra.
Yeah, it's Shmona Esra.
Benedictions, but in Yiddish, it's typically Shimon Esra.
Shimon Esra.
Shimon Esra. Okay. Good to know. Okay. Thanks. Good to know. Okay, let's go. Continue. Sergio, can you?
De Buenos Aires,
Yes, sí, señor.
El yerno de Claudia.
El cuñado.
Okay,
Das Vinkl hat gebrennt unter dem Samovar und der Feuer in dem Steigl hat gepipchet tralala. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nein, mit meinen eigenen Augen gut Schabes. Haha. The bird was warning below the samovar. That's correct?
It was burning. Gebrannt.
Yes.
The bird was burning, right.
Burning below the samovar. And the fire in dem Steigl. What is Steigl?
In the cage.
Excuse me?
Cage.
Bowl.
Cage. Od gepitchtet tralala. It means gepitchtet the
chirping.
Gesingen tralala.
Yeah.
Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nein. You may believe me or not. With my own eyes, a good Chavez. Haha.
Would Gepitchkit be chirped?
Chirp, sure. Tweeted, chirped, any of those.
Yeah.
Okay, Arlene? Arlene, please.
Yeah, okay. L'chaim mazik l'chaim. Is a zoi gewinn de Meisa. Sich zu und schockelt sich nicht. Die Schicksal hat sich geschockelt, Schemenesre und sich gewickt und die mit den Feigl haben ein Samovar geschreckt. To life music l'chaim. That's how the story was. Listen and don't shuckle, like don't
chuckle, right? Don't sway, don't shake.
Right. The shiksa, a non-Jewish woman, that pejorative term that we try not to use. Okay, not very PC. Okay, the shiksa enjoyed herself, and she prayed the Shmona Esrei and enjoyed it. And the cantor's wife with the bird, they did what with the samovar?
They were knitting a samovar.
For knitting, that's right, geschrikt. They were knitting a samovar.
Okay, thank you, Arlene. You want to add anything, Maurice?
No, it's good. I mean, in case people don't know, shucklen sich in Orthodox shuls, men used to sway, or they would shake or sway to the rhythm of prayer. If you've been in an Orthodox shul, that's what shucklen means.
Mm-hmm. It's like doing this all the time, if you see me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Michael, read, please.
Okay. A Sock hat gebrennt unter dem Feuer oder sah und der Hasen in dem Steigel hat gepippt, tralala. Ihr merkt mir gleden oder nein, mit meinen eigenen Augen, oi, bin ich verschnaschtigt. Verschnaschget.
Verschnaschget, what is this?
Is that like
Means
really
drunk?
Yeah.
Drunk.
Tipsy.
That's why it's nonsense. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
Michael, translate it.
So a sock burned under the fire this way, or that way, and the chazan in the cage tweeted tralala. You can believe me or not, I saw it with my own eyes. Oi, I am drunk.
Okay, yes. Rafael, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out an interesting thing about grammar here. Look at the third line from the bottom. Ihr merkt mir gleben oder nein. The verb gleben takes as its object a dative, mir, and not mich. And that's correct. Gleben and helfen are two verbs that take an unexpected dative instead of an accusative.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Steve.
Steve, L'chaim, Abraham, L'chaim, Otazoi is given the Meisa, sich zu, sich zu. Dem Fegel hat sich geschockelt, Shmona Esre und gequickt und tralala hat der Chazente gestrickt.
Good.
L'chaim, Abraham L'chaim, and so, so is the story done.
Hazard is listen.
Yeah, Hazard is listen, right. But Otazoi is given the, here's the story? Or this
Otazoi, this is how the story went.
Right.
This is how it was.
I see. Listen up. The bird is shuckling the Shemona Esra and is happy.
Good.
Yes?
Yeah, good,
Okay.
good, good.
Sings tra-la-la, the Chassan's wife sings tra-la-la or knits tra-la-la.
She was knitting tra-la-la. I mean,
Right.
it's right.
Right, it's a word, it's a
Right, it's geschnoshket, right.
Right. Geschnoshket.
Okay. Helen, can you read, Helen? I cannot hear you. You're muted, so I cannot hear what you say. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Next time?
Next time, yeah.
Next time.
Thanks.
Okay. No problem. Hilda? Hilda?
Sorry, I am muted.
Okay.
Der Hasen hat gebrannt unter der Schicksal. Nu, etwas gleibt sich nicht. Und das Steigel in dem Feuer hat gepipcht. Tralala. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nein, no ich sag euch, als so ist das gewesen.
Good.
The Hasen was burning under the Schicksal.
Well, that's possible.
Something is something doesn't sound right. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Not believable.
Und das steak and the cage in the fire was chirping. Tra-la-la.
Good.
You can believe me or not. Not only that is how it was. And yes, that is how it was.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, I have a question about, now if I were speaking, I would say, make mir glauben oder nicht.
Right.
What is the difference between the use of nein and nicht?
I think they're both equally good. I don't know. I think they're both equally
Sounds more German.
That was the conversation. I mean, that's what's in my head. Nein looks, it's okay, but that would not be what I say.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, Cookie.
Oh, here it is. Ich weiß nicht.
Yeah.
Ich weiß nicht, sie wird verstehen. Gewesen ist das sehr schön. Mit meinen eigenen Augen habe ich das gesehen. Ich will euch erklären, bald gewesen ist das a Gewalt. Ihr mögt mir glauben oder nein. Ich weiß nicht, I don't know if you'll understand. Gewesen is das, it was very nice. Mit mein eigen, I saw it with my own eyes, and that's how it was. And I will, I'm going to let you know right away. Gewesen is das. There was just an uproar after that, and it mögt mir, and you could believe me or not. Good.
Yeah.
Great. Cookie, I expect you to sing it.
Yeah,
I would sing it. I want to ask one quick question. Somebody before said they didn't want to read because they were afraid they would fumpa. And to me, fumpa means an me rent as I fumpa men. But if you stammer, if you're worried about stammering or stuttering, then it's stammeln. Am I right, Michael, or not?
You are right, Cookie.
Stammeln. But I find that in the United States, everybody uses fumfa for stuttering. Yeah, it's
Okay.
stammeln, yeah.
Please,
Okay.
please translate that slang, what you just mentioned it, because there were two words in slang, or I'm wrong.
Can you say it in English, Cookie, what you said in Yiddish?
Oh, in Yiddish? What? I did.
Say what you just said in
what
Yiddish.
I just said, somebody before said that they didn't want to, somebody else should read it in English because they didn't want to fumfa. Fumfa means when you speak this way, ein Moment azoi, fumfen, verstehst, azoi, fumfet. But if you're worried about stuttering or stammering, you would say, ich hab Meure zu reden, weil ich will sich nicht stammeln. I don't want to stutter. So there's a difference between fumfen and stammeln. But in the United States, somehow already they use fumfen for everything. Anything you stutter or say, incorrectly, they use the word fumfa. But I just wanted to make sure with Michael, I am not learned. I just, but I think that fumfa is and stammeln is stuttering. So
what is Raphael? Raphael, do you know? Do you have an opinion, Raphael?
I always have an opinion.
Oh, I lost it.
Cookies.
Nor ein opinion? Oder zwei?
Oh, dear, I lost it. Here.
Okay, let him speak.
So fun usually does mean to speak nasally. It can also mean, though, to mumble, just to speak in a way that is not intelligible.
I can't open it up now.
Mumble or to mutter. Stammeln, as you say, means to stutter. It can also mean to stammer. Which, exactly the right word here, to stammer, not to be able to speak clearly because of correcting oneself all the time. That's stammering, and stammeln is the right verb for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, let's listen to it once again.
L'chaim, Yidl, l'chaim. Hier meek, hier kleben na dan een. Na dan so ja, als so je doet geween. Ich weiß nicht, wie ihr das verstehen gewesen, nicht so sehr schön, mit meinen eigenen Augen noch gut gesehen. Ich will auch alles erklären, Wald gewesen, nicht so sage Wald. Ihr meek, mir kleben na dan een. L'chaim, Moishe, l'chaim. Ist also gewesen der Maße, erst zu Jiden. Der Hasen hat noch geschockelt, Schimmen erstren sich gequickt. In der Hasense mit der Schickse haben so gestrickt. Auf Feuer hat gebrennt hinter dem Sommerwald. In das Tegel in Steigel hat gepitscht, tralala. In ihr Weg mir gleben aber ein. Da mit meinen eigenen Augen noch so gesehen, l'chaim, l'chaim. Ist also gewesen der Mann, der erste Ziel, der erste Ziel. Der Hasen hat doch geschockelt, Schimmen erst drin gestrickt. In der Hasen mit der Schickse haben sich gequickt. Das Fegel hat gebrennt hinter dem Sommerwald. In der Feier in dem Steigel hat gepitscht, tralala. Ihr meek mir gleben maar alleen. Dan met mijn eigen ogen ik wat schattig. Wat ga je maken? Is dat zeker een maat? De eerste die een schokkelt zag niet. Die schikt had dan geschokkeld, schimmerers in zich gekwikt. In de gaten met een vegel op naast van waar gestrikt. Als zot had gebrennt in de feier op als hand. In der Rasen, in dem Steigel hat gepitscht, tralala. Ihr macht mir glauben an einen, damit nahe bin ich falschen Joschki. L'chaim Avrut, l'chaim, mit der Säge, reine Maße. Herzog ziehen, herzog ziehen. Das Fegel hat doch geschockelt, Schimmen erst drin gequickt. In der Tralala hat der Chasente gestrickt. Der Chasen hat gebrennt hinter der Schicksal. Es klebt sich nicht. In der Steigel in dem Feier gepitzt so war. Ihr Weg mir glauben mal an ein. Noch sogar kann das so ist gewesen. Ich weiß nicht mehr, was verstehen gewesen ist uns sehr schön. Mit meiner eigenen Wunsch ist aber durchgesehen. Ich will auch alles erklären, Fall gewesen ist uns ein Fall. Ihr macht mir glauben, aber nein, lass feiern liegen.
That's delicious, Maurice.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Good.
Sehr schön, lieb.
Yeah. Anyone wants to comment on the song? To add another sentence or two?
Sure. In answer to Cookie's question, why is it that in America they use Funfin to mean something different? Cookie, what can you machen? This is America.
America's Schultz, my father used to say on everything. But sometimes I feel I was born 20 years too late, because when I hear her sing, I feel as though I should have been on the Yiddish stage, you know.
Never too late.
That's right.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be here then, you know. I was born 20 years earlier, but I might have had a better time. They're all gone now, you know. I made a Yiddish club, hardly anybody comes. They're all gone. Yeah.
We're going to do something about this, Cookie. We will.
Thank you. And my boyfriend is Sephardic, versteht nicht. Ich sag zu say, versteht nicht das Wort Yiddish, was darf ich ihm?
When we had the Yiddish conference in Florida in 2014, you were on the stage.
That's right. You're wonderful. You were.
Right. How many people were there?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah, a lot of
Yes, and we heard Cookie on the
Very
stage.
shine, very shine.
Thank you.
Cookie, where is your Yiddish club?
No, I used to have it here at Kings Point, where I live. I do ich wohne in Königspitz.
Yeah, I live in Pompano in the winter. It's not that far.
Wie? Pompano
Beach.
Ich weiß nicht, aber jetzt kann ich nicht, mein Geliebter fährt, fährt die Car, ich kann schon nicht sehen, morgen gehe ich zum Doktor. I think I need new glasses. Aber die Augen sind nicht gut bei mir. Ich habe abgegeben dem Car zu meinem Sohn und jetzt fährt mir an. Verdanke ich ihm, sagt er, ich bedanke dir, als du lässt mir tun alles bei dir. No?
Very shine.
Very shine, yeah. Marsha, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, no, I just want to say I'm glad, Cookie, you're learning from my mistakes. Because, first of all, I never heard Stammlin. That's the first time I heard Stammlin.
Very good,
and I
good.
just didn't want to make a mistake. That's why I said,
No,
I don't want to
I didn't
fump
know who
it.
said it. I didn't remember who said it.
Yeah, well, it was
I hope you didn't take insult, please.
I'm insulted.
I love
Okay,
it.
but I'll get over it. So we all learn from each
But
other's
I
mistakes.
love learning a new word. Like, I don't know what cage means, but a lot of these words are not used in conversation. You know, you rarely have to use a word like cage, bird cage, or something.
Well, it
like that.
depends.
You never know. You never
It
know.
depends.
No, but I mean, so they're not being learned in Yiddish. There are so many thousands of words I don't know, but a conversational Yiddish, I can, no problem.
That's why you're
Okay.
here.
Okay, guys. I think we should move to the story if there is no more comments on the song itself.
1 second.
It's
Cookie,
dirty
you have us.
song, that's my comment. It's a schmutz, and my father wouldn't like that. A chazan to do like that.
He never laughed, Cookie.
You go like this.
Schmutzige Lied.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they were very risque on the stage in Second Avenue. One particular song in Romania that they leave out with certain audiences. You know that verse?
Half the song.
It's
half the song.
Oh, is that dirty? Oh my God.
Why? It's just lies.
Okay, Beverly, you wanted to say something.
Just Cookie, you have us in stitches. You absolutely make us laugh, which is the best part of the whole program.
I love it. I love it.
It's
I tell
hysterical.
jokes all the time. That's part of my entertainment. Jokes, stories, and songs. Yeah.
Okay, so we are lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm lucky.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's continue with the story.
Thank you for all your work. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we stopped at page 7. The last paragraph in page 7. And we are now in a different place, a different era.
Yeah.
Okay, so Einer Nacht.
Yeah.
Beverly, can you start, Beverly?
Sure. In einer Nacht hat getroffen in der Bäckerei Azure. One night, it happened in the bakery Azure. What?
Problem.
A problem. Yeah, Dave just said a problem. The Oven hat geplatzt, und sie ist schier nicht geworden a Schärfe?
Schreife.
I don't ever heard. The oven platzt, it died, and almost was a what? What's a Schäfer?
A Schreife.
What is it?
A big fire.
A big
Fire. Okay. Azai, wie ich hab nicht gehabt was zu tun, and since I had nothing else to do, I had nothing to do, bin ich mir weg aheim. So I went home. Lamech, let me, tracht ich, I think, euch einmal versuchen dem Tam von Schlafen. Let me once in a while enjoy the feeling of sleeping in my bed, in a mitten Mittwoch, in the middle of the week. It's like a treat for him to go to sleep in the middle of the week. Baruch, what happened? Chab nicht gewollt aufwecken Sipitzele. I didn't want to wake up his wife, I guess her name was Sipitzele.
The baby.
Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby.
The tiny one.
Oh, the tiny one. Oh, Sipitzele. Und bin rein in der Stil, and I went in very quietly, auf die Spitzfinger, on his, like as if on his finger, on his...
No, tiptoes.
On his tiptoes, komm rein in mein Stiefel, I come into my house, und etwas höre a tuppelt schnorren. I hear somebody snoring. What's tuppelt?
A double snoring.
Double snoring.
A tuppelt, double.
A tuppelt snoring. Ein.
Excuse me, tuppel is double.
Double, yes.
Tuppel.
Oh, wait a second. Ein Schnorch. Adina und der andere. One snore is what?
Yes, gone.
One snore is thin, and the other one wie von gewickelte Ochs.
No, gekeuleten.
Oh, gekeuleten ox. I don't know what that would be.
Like a slaughtered ox.
Oh my God.
Oh, gekeulet, sure. Like a slaughtered ox. Oh God. Die Mainze ist mir bald nicht gefallen. This story just this happening did not make me feel good. Geh zum Bett. I go to the bed und es wird mir finster in the Augen. We used to say in the Augen.
Yes,
it's in Pupik.
In Pupik, yeah.
In his belly. He has dark, he sees darkness in his belly. Ay, ay, ay. Neben or Leben? Neben Elken, near Elka, liegt a manspiel. What's a man?
A man?
Man.
A man.
A male.
A male. An andere auf mein Ort. Another person on my place, in my bed. No, never mind. Wollt gemachte Geschrei. Another person in my place would make a big hullabaloo. As a halbe Stadt wollt sich zu Neuf gelaufen. That half of the city would come together, would run together. Aber ich hab getracht. But I thought, zu was überwecken das Kind? Why should I wake up the baby? Was ist das Schwelbele nebachschuldig? Why is this little, what's a Schwelbele? A little
matchstick, no?
What?
A swallow.
A
No.
swallow, yeah.
Schwalbe is a baby bird.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, why is this little baby bird's schuldig?
At fault.
Guilty.
At fault, right. At fault. Mela or Mila?
Mela.
Mela,
that's what I thought. Mela bin zurück weg in der Bäckerei. So anyway, I ran back to the bakery and I weggelegt auf die Säckmehl, and I laid myself down on the flour sacks of flour. Ich hab bis vor Tag nicht gekonnt kein Eug zutun, but I couldn't even into the night, into the morning, I could not close my eyes. Es hat mich geworfen wie in Kedoches. Oh God. It was sending me like, well, how would you translate Kedoches?
I was shaking like.
Oh, I was shaking. Genug, tracht ihr. Enough, I think. Gewen an Eisel. What is Eisel? A mistake.
A donkey, an ass.
Oh, I was a donkey or an ass. Gimpel wird sich mehr nicht probably. Losen unpfeifen an Eier. Gimpel would no longer let them whistle in my ear.
Yeah, but it means to be a fool. Be a fool, yeah.
Gimpel would no longer be a fool. Zu Gimpel Narrischkeit, Gimpel's Narrischkeit is euch da a Grenz. To Gimpel's foolishness or being a fool is also there's a border. A Grenz is the border. Beautiful.
Yeah, so there is a limit.
Story.
There is a limit.
Beautiful story.
Thank you, Beverly. Susan, you wanted to add anything or ask? Susan.
I wanted to add.
Yes, Susan.
They use at the beginning of the paragraph they don't use the word fire, which is a word you've heard for fire. They use the word sreifa, which is a Hebrew word, and it means a big fire, a great burning. And it was one of the most fearful words you could think of in the shtetl, because the shtetl, all the houses were made of wood. And one thing they feared was great fire. And you have it in various stories. It's like a great tragedy when somebody runs around the shtetl and they yell, "Sreifa, Sreifa, Sreifa." Everybody has to run because the shtetl wird sich upbrennen.
I have two things, please. First of all, where is the guy whose job it is to show you where the words are with the marker? Instead of my husband.
It's not a guy.
Something.
It's me, Cookie, and I'm not sure. I will try, but I will try to do
finger, but it helps a lot. It does help a lot. If you lose your eyesight for a minute, you find where you are. That's number one.
I'm trying to work with the end that I'm not used to, so it's a problem.
And the other thing I wanted to say is when Mom and Papa were sleeping, haben wir gegangen auf Spitznägel. Spitzfinger. Auf Spitznägel haben sie haben geredet. Also, okay, that's it.
Okay. Okay, Naomi, come.
Okay. In der Früh bin ich weg zum Rav fragen a Scheile. In the morning, I went off to the rabbi to ask a question. In Städtel is geworden a har mider. I don't know what that means, but it means a din or a hurly-burly.
Yeah. Then to do.
Oh, like a tararam or a rash?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
exactly.
That's
Okay.
Right. Tararam.
Sometimes I look up the words in my dictionary. I don't even know what the word means in English. Okay. Mehot gleich, and then I have to use my other dictionary. Mehot gleich geschickt nach dem Shamus. The Shamus. The sexton was called was immediately called or sent. Mein Weib ist gekommen mit dem Kinderle auf die Hand. My wife came with the child in her hand. Und was meint ihr hat sie getan? And what do you think she did? Geleken, Stein und Bein. I didn't know what gelekend is.
Denied.
That's denied? Okay. Stein, she denied everything?
Everything, yeah.
Stein, Bein is the bone. Oh, she denied it.
Right
to bone. Right to the core, maybe. Okay. Is Zoxy von Zinen Arop. He is, she says, crazy, completely nuts. Ich weiß nicht von kein Potterin und von kein Cholm. I don't know what Potterin is. That Potterberry?
Auf Jiddisch sagt man Pisron.
Pitron. And in Hebrew it's Pitaron, solution.
Auf Jiddisch, ich habe das gesucht in Wörterbuch, und das ist Pisron, interpretation.
Interpretation. In Hebrew, it's a solution, but it's not. It doesn't fit here. Yeah.
I don't know what this is all about or what this means, and from imaginations. Mehot auf ihr geschrien, sie gewarnt, geklappt den Tisch, nor sie bleibt beim ihrigen. She was yelled at. She was warned, and they banged on the table, but she stood her ground. I think. Memacht auf ihrer falschen Bilbul. Oh, a false accusation. I guess this is what she's saying, or I don't know.
Yes.
Is this the narrator? A false accusation is made against.
No, she's saying it's a false accusation. But let's stop for a moment, Naomi, because I see that people have questions or something to say. Marsha?
Yeah, I heard the word Potter Gavoren, Potterin. I've heard that in Yiddish. People speak it that way.
But that's not Potter Gavoren and Pitoren, something else.
Different spelling.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's
Marsha.
not the same as Potter Gavoren? Okay.
No, Potter Gavoren is to get rid of. And here in Pitoren, it's an interpretation, so it's something else. Yeah, Rafael? Rafael?
The Hisron, it's with a suf instead of a test. But I wanted to point out, Kain Pisron and Kain from Kain Cholam, they go together, a Pisron and a Cholam. If you remember the story of Joseph explaining the dreams of Pharaoh, Pharaoh had a dream, Ufosera Eno Sal, and there was no one to explain it. And so I knew of no explanation, and I didn't know about any dream. And so if it was a dream, I couldn't explain it.
Okay, thank you. Go on, Naomi.
Die Katzovin?
Ja.
Und die Pferdhändler haben sich gestellt auf ihr Zeit. The butchers, the butchers and the horse handlers.
Dealers, yeah.
Dealers, yeah. Were on her side. They defended her. A Keiler Jung kommt zu mir zu und sagt mir. A Keiler is a non-kosher butcher. So a young non-kosher butcher comes along to me and says to me, "Bist bei uns a Gezelter. Derweil hat das Kind sich genommen reißen und sich nebach eingerichtet." I didn't know what a Gezelter is.
Someone that is marked down. You know, we have your eyes on you.
Oh, like he's a mark. Okay,
Yeah.
you're you know, for us, or according to us,
Yeah.
to us, you're a mark. We're watching you.
Exactly.
And in the meantime, the child was the child was taken, torn away.
Genommen reißen. It started, I think. What is reißen?
Agitated.
Oh.
Aggravated, yeah.
Yeah.
And eingerichtet, I didn't know what that is. The child
And
was
never soiled itself.
Oh, sorry, what?
He soiled itself. He did in his pants, the child.
Oh, eingerichtet. Oh, he had an accident. Okay. Okay. In Beisdienststube ist gestanden an Ohrenkoidisch und man hat sie weggeschickt. In the synagogue where they made judgments, I guess, in the house of judgment, I guess, stood a holy ark, and they put, what did they put in the ark? A
Weggeschickt. They sent Elka away with the baby because the baby made in his pants, and you cannot have both of them in the same room. What he did in his pants and the Aron Kodesh, it doesn't go together.
So what did they send away? Elka?
Elka, yeah,
they
sent Elka away. Okay, it's Bashevi Zinger poking fun at everyone, really everyone. Myrev, yes?
So I just wanted to point out, I noticed in this sentence, in this paragraph, something interesting. Who he says the townspeople are, he says the butchers and the horse traders took her part. I mean, I think that was a typical shtetl people. He was a baker, and the other main trades were the butchers and the horse traders. I know in my ancestral town, all of my ancestors were horse traders because that was about all you could manage to do. So that's who he's describing, the rest of the townspeople, what the businesses were, I think.
Or maybe he's describing Elka's clients.
Yes.
Those were the clients.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were on her side, right? They
Right.
Exactly.
Literally and figuratively.
Das sind die Prostejiden, das sind die Starken, die Mannsbilder.
Yeah. Mina, that's only in America.
Only in America.
Maybe they were the Galicianas.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Okay, Barbara, go on, Barbara.
Oh, okay. Ich sag zum Rebben, was soll ich tun? Sag musst sie bald getten. Okay, so I said to the rabbi, so what should I do? And he said, so you must give her a get. You got to divorce her. Und Oz zit nicht nehmen can get. And what if I don't want to give a get? Frankie.
No, if she will not take
it. She doesn't want to give a get. Okay. Frank. So Frankie, I asked, zog der, wirst du ihr anhängen? But so I have divorce as the word for anhängen. Is that right? But he says you have to divorce her.
You have to give her I think it's the act. I think,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
The
I'm
act?
not sure. I think it's
Okay.
the act of giving it to her.
Okay.
Anyone, Refoil, maybe you will clarify this?
Yeah, if she doesn't want to take the get, she still has to receive it in order for it to be effective. And so the idea is you can hang it on her, so to speak.
Okay.
You
Oh,
can
that's good. That's
throw
good.
it at her and it sticks a little bit, then she has received it.
You have to serve her. You have to serve her with it.
Oh, serving, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
serve her
just a
divorce.
moment,
Okay.
Myra.
I had a question about this. Wasn't it a tradition that it was generally the woman who was supposed to serve the get if a divorce was wanted, or was it equal that both partners equally could do it?
I don't think there was any equality. I think that the man had the right to give a get or not.
I thought he just
had
said
no
Sure,
right.
that's
to
why
do
you
it?
had so many agunas, these
Right.
terrible stories of
That's
women
right.
who were left with nothing.
Yeah,
Agunas.
the men are in prison. They won't want to give the wife a
So,
get.
so the woman could not ask for a divorce? No.
Nope.
Oh, yes. I thought they
I
could.
thought that a man just had to say, I divorce thee, I divorce thee, I divorce thee 3
No,
times.
but that's not the question. The question that Myra is asking, if a woman could ask for one.
I don't think so.
She could ask.
No, but
You know.
do any one of you know?
She couldn't initiate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rafael knows.
Oh, interesting. Thank you.
Marsha, you know?
Yes, I had, when I was young, I married a man, and then I wanted a get, and we both had to agree on it. We went to a synagogue, and there were scribes there, and it had to be both of us. We had to agree. And the scribe made this beautiful writing, and I wanted to keep the writing, and he said, no, you can't keep it. They have to cut it up. Even after they do this beautiful scribing, they have to cut it up, and then but both parties have to agree. If one doesn't agree, then they can't get a get. You can get an English divorce, but you can't get a get.
Okay, Rafael, you have an insight into the matter?
Yeah. The rules have changed over time, but in biblical and Mishnaic law, only the husband can present the get, and the woman, the wife, has to receive it. This idea of I divorce you 3 times, that's Muslim law, that's not Jewish law.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
After Rabbeinu Gershom, or Hagolah, made the decree around the year 1000, and the Ashkenazim agreed with this, that you cannot divorce a woman against her will. It then became the rule among the Ashkenazim that you couldn't actually divorce a woman unless she, of her own free will, accepted the divorce. And so this idea of vestu ir anhängen is actually not quite proper. According to Ashkenazic practice, a man cannot divorce a woman if she just doesn't want to receive the divorce. She can, and now the other question, can a woman initiate the divorce? The answer is no. She can
initiate sex?
She can ask for a divorce. If the husband refuses, the rabbinic court can punish the husband, but the divorce has to be written with the free will of the husband, even if he's being forced. And so it's kind of a legal fiction that you force the husband by withholding, for example, rights in the synagogue. And eventually maybe he will agree to give a get, but officially he has to do it of his own free will.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you, Rafael.
Myra,
So to come back to the story. To come back to the story, so I said to the rabbi, what shall I do? You must divorce her, the rabbi says. And so he said, so you have to divorce her. And he says, but what if she doesn't accept it? And so the rabbi says, you must serve the divorce.
Yeah.
I mean, may not be able to get it. You may have to wait for the rabbinical decree, decision, but you should go ahead and serve it, right? That's what
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
story.
that's what I get from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks. Thanks,
Thank you.
Rafael, for making it clear.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Barbara, go on.
Ja, so gut, Rabbi. Ich will mir erklären. So, okay, good, Rabbi, but I'm going to think about it. Sie ist nicht da, was zu klären, sagt der Rav. It goes, but there's nothing to think about, said the Rav. See, what is this? Zuerst mit ihr nicht sein unter ein Balkan. You're not supposed to don't even dwell with her under one roof, under a roof. Und as ich wollen sehen sie kind, and what if I want to see the child? Frag ich, I ask, darfst nicht sehen the kind, kind. You can't see the child, sagt der Rav. Soll sie gehen? How do you say this?
Zoine.
Zoine.
So she's got to go, the harlot. Zusammen mit ihre Mamzer. And she's got to go with her bastards. So, geht heraus, and I never pronounced this right, Pasuk. So he gave Pasuk. He gave the decision as ihr teuer afilu ihr schwelt, and I must not cross her threshold.
Yes.
Nicht übertreten. I can't cross her threshold. Kein Mul nicht. Never again. Wie lang ich leben, as long as I live.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Barbara. David Brenner, nice. Nice to see you. If only for a moment, can you read? David, you're still here?
Ich bin im Auto. Ich fahre mit dem Auto.
Okay.
I have one, since I'm driving, I can't, but I have one quick contribution.
Yeah.
No, but I have one comment that the consent of the woman to divorce in Ashkenazic history is also in the Middle Ages of the Christian calendar, combined or rather associated with the end to polygamy. And so you have here, right, Elke is living in a sense like a polygamist. And these are the things that sadly fascinate Bashevis. So the polygamy theme has an association with the consenting to divorce theme. And Ashenim Dank.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Drive carefully, David. Okay, David Katz.
Dank. Ja, aber Batog hat es mich so nicht geart. By day, it it didn't bother me. Geart, Meile, Bela nu tragt ich der Plotter hat gemusst platzen. Anyway, I'm thinking a
pimple.
The pimple, yeah, the mess had a pot burst somehow, yeah. Aber by not, sie hat mich weggelegt auf die Sack. But at night, when I lay down on my sack, ist mehr geworden bitter. I was bitter about this. A Bankschaft hat mich ungehabt zu ihr und zum Kind. A longing caught me for, her and my child. Ich hab gewollt sein ihr Bays. I would like to be, I guess, mad at her. Nor das is mein Unglück, but that's my misfortune. Ich kann nicht sein Bays. I can't be mad. Erstens trachte ich. Meile a Mensch benachrichtigt sich. First, I think Meile Mole. Was ist das Wort? Mole? A Mensch benachrichtigt sich. A man makes himself foolish.
And it means no telling or it little matters what.
Mela, Mela.
It's not Mela.
Mela, it's like Mila?
It's Male.
It's Mala.
Mala. Oh, Mala. Yeah, okay. Mala, ein Mensch Banaristik. Bestimmer hat der Jungach gemacht zu ihr ein Egel. Efter gegeben Amatona. Probably the little young one makes an eye towards her. Gemacht an Egel, I guess. Yeah. A young man flirts with her. Yeah. Dank, yeah. After gegeben Amatona, perhaps.
Excuse me, Egel is Matone. Egel.
I.
An Egel, I guess so.
An I.
He makes eyes at her.
Yes.
Yeah, Dank. That's a good way to say it. Yeah, and gave her a gift, a Matona, una nekeva hat lange Haar, una kurze Sekel. And in the Nekeva, I guess, I don't know, you translate that as woman or?
Woman.
Yeah, woman, a woman. A woman has long hair and little kurzen Sekel, short, no little sense. Hat sie übergeredet. So he persuaded her. Zweitens, so he can, because she has little sense, he persuaded her to do whatever. But zweitens, as sie lake and azoi. Secondly, if she, when she denies this, after is has given for blendenish. Perhaps this was for blendenish. No, helft mir.
Illusion.
An illusion. An illusion for blendenish. It's a treft mol. It's a treft mol. Men zet epis. Gestalt. It happens that sometimes you see an image,
an image, a form.
A form. Die Menschele nur als Kunst zu knowend, los sich ois a Teig. Perhaps you see an image that maybe it's like a little person, only when you come closer, it appears a river.
It's nothing. It appears to be nothing.
I see like a type. Oh, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, a type is a river, but yeah, the expression here is
Yeah, and not literally. It's more of a figurative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oi, zoi geshetok ir an avla. If so, it happens to her. If so, if something happens to her, like a sin, misdeed.
A misdeed, yeah.
Yeah, ich trage zoi, as I think about it, heb ich on zu weinen. When I think about it, I start to cry. Ich habe zoi geherrscht, als mit Semel, ich habe zoi geherrscht, als Semel is nas geworden. I had geherrscht, I guess, commanded that those.
No, I sobbed so.
Sobbed that the smell. The flower became, well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the flower is wet now from there.
Not the flower, the mouth.
The mel.
Small. The small. Okay, just a moment. I see two questions, so let's stop for just a moment. Myra?
I'm just going to wait till the end of the paragraph.
Okay, it can wait. Okay, Rafael, it can wait or now?
No, it's right here. The word isn't geherrscht. It's most likely a misprint. Geheshet means to sob. And sob,
okay.
As das Mel is nas geworden.
The flower, right?
The flower, not the mole.
Yeah, from my Trieren.
The flower.
Yeah, because he's sleeping on a sack of
He's a
flour.
baker. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the flower became wet. Yes. Yeah.
Donk, yeah, it's a sack mill, and then he's sleeping on it and crying, and that's why weinen. Donk, yeah.
Okay.
Zum Morgens in der Früh bin ich weg zum Brot. Gesorgt, als ich hab gehabt zu es. In the morning, to Morgan's, I guess, tomorrow in the morning, I went over to the rabbi and said that I made a mistake. The Roh hat verschrieben mit der Gensener pen geantwortet. The rabbi wrote down with a one of those quill, like some type of quill, goose quill pen. Geantwortet. As Yervet Chicken Shilas Tshuva, that he will send an answer. Respond. I'm not sure.
What is the
Shilas Tshuva? It does.
So what is it? Someone knows, because usually
it's a formal response. It's a rabbinical response.
Shaila is
A shaila is a question.
It's an answer to a law. It's an interpretation of a law. Is that correct?
Rafael has the answer.
Rafael,
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
to a question.
My guess is that it's Sheila Utshuva. There's a whole literature it's called the responsum literature. And what he's doing is he's sending a formal request to some rabbinic authority whom he considers more competent than he is to answer what should be done in this question. So he's sending off a query, that's the Sheila, in order that there be a response, that's going to be the Tshuva. Sheila Tshuva. Okay. He's sending off a formal rabbinic question.
Okay.
The real fact was the son. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
These demoed or mich zum Vibe nicht der Nenterin. Until then, I ought not get close to my wife, be close to her. Aber ich hab gemerkt, ihr schicken mit der Shaliach Gebäcks und Geld auf der Oiskumenisch. But I ought to send her with a Shaliach Gebäcks, like a message of
a messenger.
A messenger. Oh, through a yes, makes sense. Yeah, mit the shaliach, mit the some intermediary, a messenger, some baked goods, and money for her to keep her going.
Yeah,
upkeep. Yeah, oiskumenish. Yeah, upkeep.
Okay, thank you.
That's great.
Thank you. That was really great. Myrev, yeah. Now we.
So Bellows has a very important and interesting bit here that I wonder if it's actually in the Yiddish. He says, he has Vinkl saying, there's bound to be a slip sometimes. You can't live without errors, which I think is important for understanding the whole story. Is it in the Yiddish?
So, could you give us a sentence before that?
Yeah, give us where.
In the first place, this was how my thoughts went. I didn't have to be have it in me to be really angry. In the first place, this was how my thoughts went. There's bound to be a slip sometimes. You can't live without errors. Is it there? Because I've noticed Bellows, when he feels the need, he adds stuff to.
There is no the one that you cannot live without errors. There is. I don't see this sentence.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
A mensch benachrichtigt sich. It happens to someone not full of himself. That's all.
Yeah. That's what it says. Yeah. So
thank you.
It's close, but no cigar. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is he talking about himself, or is he talking about Elke and the people in the shtetl around him who are making? Is he excusing himself or Elke?
Good, very good question.
Good question.
Yeah. Okay, Susan.
I think he's talking about the life of any Yid in a shtetl. He doesn't like things, but he must live with them, and he has to figure out a way. And that's what this is all about. And Gimpel Tam is that Jew in the shtetl who's trying to figure out, and he doesn't like something, but then he knows he has to live with it, so he makes some changes. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Go on. Read a little.
Oh.
Here. 3/4 jaar.
Want me to read?
Yes, please.
3/4 jaar hat gedauert, bis die Rabbonim seien zwischen sich durchgekommen. 3/4 of a year passed before the Rabbonim
Agreed.
We got together and agreed. Brief seien gegangen hin und zurück. Letters went back and forth. Ich hab nicht gewusst, als wir kann lernen so viel Teure wegen dieser Sache. I didn't realize you could learn so much Torah about such a small thing. In der Zeit hat Elke ausgetragen und gehabt noch ein Kind. During that time, Elke got pregnant and she had another child. Says dus mal gewesen ein Mädel. This time it was a little girl. Ich bin Shabbos gewesen in Schul und gemacht der Hoberin. I was in Shul on that Shabbos and I made, and was is a Hoberin? Blessing.
Gave birth. Hubben is to give birth here. The Hubberin is who gave birth.
Oh, and
So the one, okay.
What is hovering, Raphael?
To the woman who had the child.
The woman who has the child, Sergio.
Hatte Kind is Hubberin. I gave the blessing, the Misha Berach. Me hat mich aufgerufen zum Sefer und ich hab gegeben a Numen. They called me up to the pulpit and I gave a name to the child. Noch mein Schwier Elie Hasholem. I gave him a name after my mother-in-law, Elia, may she rest in Aleha Hasholem. For my mother-in-law, may she rest in peace. Die Bodjungen was seinen reingekommen in der Bäckerei. The young men from the bathhouse, who came into the bakery, that's where Vinkl works, haben gehabt, was zu dreschen mit die Singer. They had something to talk about. Ganz Frampol hat sich gequickt mit mein Schand. The whole of Frampol had a good time with my shame. Aber ich hab bei mir aufgefasst. But to myself, I fasted von Heint und out to, I decided against from today on I would not believe everything.
No, from now on to believe everything. You decided yes to believe. From now on is believe everything.
Yes, out zu glauben. So I decided to believe everything, and that's what the Jew had to do to live there. That's what I think. Was kommt raus, als du glaubst nicht? How does it help you if you don't believe? Heint glaubst du nicht der Weib. Today you don't believe your wife. Morgen wirst du nicht glauben in God. Tomorrow you won't believe in God. Ich habe ihr jeden Tag geschickt mit der Gazelle. Every day I sent her with a buddy, a friend of mine. Would you a gazelle?
Apprentice.
Yeah, but I think it's a buddy of mine.
A friend of mine. But how do you say it? Gazelle or gazelle?
Yeah.
What?
Gazelle.
Gazelle. Okay.
Was gewohnt in Schreines, who lived close to me or to her, the neighbor. A cornbread, a Weizenbreckel, a piece of wheat bread, und a Mul zugelegt, a stritzel. I don't know what that is. And sometimes they added a stritzel. Must be some other baked good.
Yeah, okay. There is not, it didn't translate it.
Another baked good, a pretzel, but that's a flat bread, a paar eierbagelig, some egg bagels, und ze hat sich grod gemacht. And it came out, and sometimes it came out a stickel bubbly, a little, this is some kind of, these are pastries, sweet. A bubbly, a penitz lekker, some kind of lekker, a kichel, a little cookie, a reftel flodden, a bit of flodden. And what exactly is flodden?
Flodden is a cake. It's a very nice cake, really, really nice cake, but unfortunately nowadays it's not made so much in bakeries.
It's usually pronounced fluden, right?
Flodden. Yeah, I had
and you
it
have
in,
it for Purim.
Yeah, no, I had it in in Hungary. I had it. It's really, it's an Eastern European thing. It's very good.
I was going to say, this paragraph is like a dictionary of all the old names of foods that we don't use those names anymore.
Yeah, it's baked goods that are not made anymore.
And the point is here that he sent her bread that she needs to live on, but also some sweets. So he for
what does the flood look like?
Anything he could get his hands on.
Okay, so guys, it's 12 o'clock, so let's stop here and stop with der Geisel gewesen. Okay, let's stop here and we shall continue next time, okay? Okay, guys.